Hello everyone, Neorashi here. It's for once I'm doing two reviews like 2 weeks in a row. Finally, um, I'm kind of out of my slump, if we can call it that. Um, I if you watch my last video where I showed the stuff I got in the last couple weeks, I did mention that I would review a certain book soon, and today's that day. So I'm going to review volume 20 of Teasing Master Takagi-san, which is the final volume. But I'm going to try to not spoil things, but I would still suggest that you read this before you continue watching this and see what I have to think about this one. And I love Teasing Master Takagi-san. I really love that series. But I really can't say the same for volume 20. Um, I understand that the series has always been highly episodic with not much happening with a few exceptions. But the thing is, uh, volume 19, there were up to volume 19, there were basically no progression between uh, Takagi and Nishikara. The only progression made was between Mano and her boyfriend, and even then, it was done mostly off screen, which is a shame because Mano is actually my favorite character of the series. So seeing what little progression there is between her and her boyfriend being done off screen is was kind of lame. So basically, it went like, oh, this happened and that's it. Um, but even in early volume 20, uh, I didn't feel like there were any progression between uh, Takagi and Nishikara until like the midway point. Midway point is where we finally get some sort of progression, and then I think you can figure out what happened by the end of the volume. So I think it was a case of too little, too late. I didn't expect like progression super early in the series. Don't get me wrong. I was actually, but I wasn't expecting like no progression for 19 and a half volume, and then and then the mangaka just dump all progression between the two main character in the last half volume of a 20 volume series. If it was like something like a 3 or 4 volume series, I would have accepted such a rushed ending. But for a 20 volume series, personally, I think this is unacceptable. Personally, I know there is like a sequel series that is ironically even longer than the original series. I think the sequel series ended at 21 volume. Um, but strictly speaking, for the main series, I think the ending it was still cute. It wasn't like the worst ending. I've seen worse actually. I've seen worse ending when it comes to rom-com, but uh, for a series that lasts 20 volume, this is one of the most disappointing um, ending I've ever seen. Uh, Honestly, I wasn't a fan. So for this reason, despite loving the series overall, I'm going to give volume 20 a 4 out of 10. It really was that disappointing. It still had the charm the other 19 volume had, but I really was underwhelmed by this one. As for the availability, well, it only released a couple weeks ago, so it shouldn't be too hard to get. Oh yeah, you can get it for like the standard $17 price tag. and get it tomorrow if you order it right now. And my cat is being annoying, so that's why I'm picking him up. Please stay here. Please stay with me. So yeah, pretty easy to get. Yeah, I got this, like, as you can see, I bought it on March 20th, and yeah, I got it a couple days ago, like a couple days later. So yeah, this was one of my most negative uh, review. I think actually that's like my second most negative review. I think there's one manga I gave like a 3.5 or something. But yeah, um, you maybe I'm just being picky. If you like the series, you will likely like this one. Just really wasn't a fan of the second half of this volume, which was uh, kind of rushed. Oh, something I forgot to mention also. We don't see any like of the we almost see no support character in in this volume except at the very end, like at the last chapter, as if the mangaka was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to have them in for the final volume. Let's have them appear for a couple panels, and that's it." That is another reason why I didn't like this one as much, and not just Mano, but all the other, uh, almost all the other character. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.